Shaturday.
Saturday, everybody.
Welcome to
Show.
Saturday Morning Cartoons, the show where we watch forgotten cartoons from yesteryear. And we got a good one today. We're going to be watching, for Easter, the Family Circus Easter Special.
I'm
And
jazzed. I'm jazzed about this one.
it's
You heard
basically
me
an
right.
excuse to talk all things. Well, it's funny you mention that because Dizzy Gillespie is the
Mm.
voice of the Easter Bunny, jazz trumpeter Dizzy Gillespie. So I get why you're jazzed. But yeah, so
Wow. I didn't even mean to do that.
this was never a Saturday morning cartoon. This aired in prime time, like a lot of the comics-based holiday specials would, like the Peanuts Christmas, from the '60s. This was in that tradition. And but I thought we could make an exception. Like, not everything we watch has to be a Saturday morning cartoon, and I'm excited to have you on for this one, Caitlin, too, because you have Family Circus original art at the Billy Ireland Cartoon Library, right?
Yeah, totally. We love Family Circus. We love the Keane family, and yeah, I'm excited for this.
Well, we'll get into Family Circus in a minute, but George, what cereal are you rocking this morning?
I hate to say it, but I'm doing a topical
Somebody had to.
cereal. Yeah,
Mhm.
I hate it. I'm like, I was all week. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it, and
Just couldn't resist.
You
I
had
am.
to. Yeah. Okay.
Crab
I'm
and
sorry.
oat shrimp would be pretty good, I think.
It's
If
You're a
topically
vegan.
delicious. Yeah.
yeah.
if you're in the mood for seafood. Yes, of course, you're referring to Cinnamon Toast Crunch shrimp tails being found in Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And it seems legit. I know there's been some people trying to take down the guy who posted it, but seems legit. And I'm crestfallen because, I have a soft spot in my heart for the whole CT family of cereals. And I just
You
don't.
seem
I don't know
really
if I could.
crestfallen right now, Nick. You seem really crestfallen.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is true. I had like a one bowl left of chocolate churros crunch cereal, and I kind of like looked in the bottom of the bag a little bit before I devoured those, just to see if.
I think Shrimp Tales sounds like a cartoon that we would watch on Saturday morning cartoons.
It does.
Welcome, everybody. We're going to be watching Shrimp Tales this morning.
The cross between Shirt Tails and Snorks. Frank Welker was the voice.
1983 was Hasbro had put out.
Well, spring is a time of renewal, and I thought, and about appreciating the environment, so I went with the Enviro Kids cereal, Cheetah Chomps. It's organic, it's Fruit Loops, but with real fruit and veggies in it. But you'll be happy to know that sugar is still the third ingredient in these, so they're still not good for you, but they save cheetahs when you buy them.
What fruits are in there? Like, there's no way there's real fruit in there.
Well, it tastes like that. Black carrot, pomegranate, raspberry, broccoli, carrot, spinach, beet, parsley, and it's strawberry juice.
Okay.
So
All
yeah,
right.
they're pretty good. It's something more like Cheerios with coated in fruit flavor, but
Okay.
packs a punch. I like them.
I'm eating. I got tricks. I thought because rabbits and Easter, I thought I'd go for a timely tie-in on that one. And this is classic tricks. There's nothing classic about this at all. Look at those shapes. That's not classic tricks.
Mm.
I don't recognize
Remember-
any of them.
No. But remember, like the classic tricks from like my day, like 80s and 90s. They looked like kicks just with
Yeah.
color
Yeah,
on
just
them.
spheres.
Yeah. And now that's not classic. I guess that it still has corn syrup in it, so that's maybe the classic aspect of it.
Well, it turns out fruit actually in nature look like those things.
Oh.
Fruit aren't just spheres that are
They aren't.
just sitting there that are all the same size.
Fruit
Yeah,
looks
that's
like
nature
fruit
right
looks
there.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
That's
like
the original.
so they plucked that off of a tree.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
So
Okay.
that's what fruit looks like. Caitlin, what do you have?
I went all in since it's an Easter episode, and I got the Peeps.
Oh,
Cereal.
Wow.
Yeah. It smells incredible, but the best thing about it is it says Peeps marshmallow flavored cereal with marshmallows. So
Oh, so the cereal bits are marshmallow flavored too.
oh yeah, and there's marshmallows. Yeah, it's incredible.
How is it?
I haven't tried it yet. I'm a little bit nervous, but
Yeah, I'm choking down these tricks. They're just so sweet. They're
Yeah.
too sweet. Yeah, the Peeps. That's just something to have up on the shelf, I think. Right?
so yeah, it's more of a conversation.
Will you try?
Right.
Will you try
Yeah.
a little bit of it? Okay, I just want to.
It's fine.
Yeah.
A lot of marshmallow, very marshmallow forward. And
Are you a fan of regular Peeps?
no, I fucking hate Peeps, but I do like the. There's a yearly Peeps like diorama contest where people like recreate like the Kennedy assassination in Peeps.
What?
That's
I want
amazing.
to see this. Yeah.
That's
You
the
seem
only
like-
good thing about Peeps that I'm aware of.
I love how angry you got when asked about whether you like Peeps. You
Right.
whipped out an F-bomb on that one.
I know, sorry. I know this is a kids show.
No, it's not.
It
F-bombs are
was.
fine. It was. Not today. It's not.
I am disgusted by Peeps as well. Although
God.
they're like, but it's kind of like circus peanuts. They're so disgusting, I kind of appreciate it. Like they're just ridiculous candy. And they would growing up, they would get the Easter grass. Like you'd take one bite, you'd realize they're gross, and then the cellophane grass would get caught on them. And Easter.
People, I wonder what percentage of people that buy them actually eat them, because I feel like you get them as joke gifts, or you buy them and then you put them in an Easter basket and then the kids throw it away later. I don't think a large percentage do. Like Cadbury eggs, probably a higher percentage.
Jelly beans. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fun vegan fact. So any marshmallow now has to have, like, anytime there's gelatin in a product, they have to say what the source is. So you'll get like a fruit, like a Hostess fruit pie, and it'll say gelatin, and it'll say like fish, because it's made from animal stuff.
Huh.
So like sometimes if you look at Peeps, they'll say beef gelatin on it. You wouldn't expect beef to
Shit.
be in a Peep, but
Maybe I should try these Peeps. They actually sound kind of good now. They got beef in them, huh?
Beef Peeps.
beef Peeps. Okay, before we get into Family Circus, I had a surprise from Donnie Sparrow, our illustrator for he did the opening illustration of the whole gang and the closing illustrations of everybody. Take a look at this. Caitlin, you have been doing the show long enough. You now have your own outro graphic, and Rambo is
Rambo
in there.
too. Wow.
Oh my
Yes.
god! And my Ziggy nightgown.
Yep, and you're wearing your Ziggy nightgown, so now you are in the credits, and you are
This is
officially
long
part of the
overdue.
crew. Yes.
Long
Wow. And you know what? I look great. He did a
You
great
do.
job.
Very curvy.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is wow. Okay.
So I will send
is
you that art,
amazing.
but yeah.
Nice work, Donnie. Yeah.
Thank you,
Yep.
Donnie, and thank
Uh.
you guys. That's so great. I feel like I need like a shtick or something if I'm gonna be, regular now.
Oh,
Just
like a
how about
catchphrase
just-
or something?
Like
How
I
about-
need, I don't know. I
just
saw something
using-
in the comments say that like I bring like a feminine quality to the show, and so maybe I should lean into that and do like a Caitlin's compassion corner, or like
Oh,
Caitlin's
yeah.
vulnerability corner. And I
Right.
can like ask Joe who hurt him, why he has to be right all the time.
I like where this is going.
I like
Yeah.
that. Yes.
Okay, well, I have crazed loner down, so don't get into my
Yeah, don't-
territory.
Don't impinge on George's territory. He's
You just-
fiercely
maybe-
protective.
Maybe you need like a sassy catchphrase though, or something that like
Maybe
I
it's
don't
just
know.
fuck Peeps. I mean, or just
There
using
it
the
is.
F word in general, I think, might be
Right.
your
Like-
thing. All right, well, now I want to talk about Family Circus memories, because this was a comic strip that was so beloved growing up. We had all the books. Oh, you know what? Before we get into that, I always forget to do the commercial up top. I
Okay.
brought an Easter commercial, and this one, I was like, I wonder if Cookie Puss, my favorite New York area Carvel ice cream cake creation, had an Easter one. And it turns out that Cookie Puss had a girlfriend that was Easter related. Here's the commercial.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, at Carvel, it really doesn't matter. I'm Cookie Chick. That's right, Cookie Chick. And both the chocolate-covered egg and myself are custom-decorated Carvel ice cream cakes, made fresh daily at participating Carvel ice cream stores for Easter.
Now, would you like to send one to a friend? Please call the toll-free number that you see listed here, and we honor most major credit cards. Thank you.
Okay, that was Cookie Chick, Cookie Puss's girlfriend, and now let's get into the Family Circus, the beloved comic strip which started in February of 1960 by Bill Keane, and it was originally called the Family Circle because the family was in a little circle. That was an unusual for a comic strip at the time. And but then there's the magazine, The Family Circle, which it was always confusing to me. So they changed the name to The Family Circus. And Bill Keane was the cartoonist, and since Bill died in 2011, his son Jeff Keane has taken it over. And Jeff is actually going to be our very special guest at the end of this episode. So excited to talk to
I'm
Jeff.
stoked for that. Yeah.
It has been in continuous production, the comic strip has, since 1960, and it is the most widely syndicated cartoon panel in the world. It's in 1,500 newspapers, insofar as those still exist. And like I said, the book copies, they've sold 13 million worldwide. And Joe, you had these books, I remember, too,
I had
right?
probably like 7 or 8 of them. I contributed maybe 7 or 8 sales to that number. Yeah, I had Pescetti and Meat Bulbs. I could hear chewing. Is that one of them?
Yeah,
You remember that one?
we had Peace Mommy Peace.
Peace, Mommy, Peace. Yeah.
Here's the family circus, by the way. So there's Bill and Thel. Billy's the blonde-haired kid. PJ's the baby. Jeffy, who was based on Jeff, who now draws it. And there's Dolly, and then you have Barfy and Sam, the dogs, and then Kitty Cat, the kitty. And here's
It's based. Wait. It's based on his real family, right? And I learned a fun fact. Thel is actually Australian. Did you know that?
no, I had
Thel
no
is
idea.
Australian. Yeah. So now when I read the comics, I'm going to picture her voice with an Australian accent.
Wow. So here's
Yeah.
some of the books. Did you have any of these?
Oh, okay. I could hear chewing. That's one. Can I have a
Please.
cookie?
I need a hug. We had there's not me. Those are the little gremlins.
Oh,
that-
I don't see Pescetti and Meat Bulbs on here. I
I
dressed
bet.
myself.
Mhm.
Had that one. Yeah.
We had Smile. Yeah,
My
these are
my
just-
turn next is kind of a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like they're passionately kissing.
yeah,
Yeah,
that is
okay.
weird. Jeffy
Yeah.
feels left out. But those books were ubiquitous. They sold a lot, and then of course these are all based on Bill Keane's real family. He had 5 kids, but the 4 kids were sort of composites of them. And some of the regular features you might know are when Bill got the substitute and had Billy draw, and they were all done in the kid style, which
I
must
love
have been
those.
fun to draw.
Yeah.
Usually on Father's Day. There was the dotted line showing the mischief that Billy had gotten into. That was kind of fun. You get to see him like go under a fence and
I always thought that would be a great back tattoo. If you got like a big old back tattoo of Billy running around your whole back, the dotted
like
line.
under the shoulder blade and
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Pretty
Do like a
hard-
big patch of hair or
Prison
something.
tattoo, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I always remember the gremlins that they would blame things on. There were ghosts, not me, and I don't know.
Mhm.
They would say it on their little white T-shirts. So it'd be like, "Who broke Mommy's china?" And they'd be like, "Not me, I don't know." And there were the little ghosts. And so they got tapped to do an animated special like Charlie Brown before it and Garfield. And they had 3 holiday specials. They all aired on NBC. They had the Valentine's special in 78. They had the Christmas special in 79. And what we're going to watch today, Family Circus Easter, which was 1982. And I don't know if you've rewatched any of these recently, like Garfield's Halloween special I watched recently, and they kind of move a little slower than modern day cartoons.
Yeah. I just feel like it's just. I always say this, but I feel like they're written by one person, and they hand in the script, and they're like, "That's what we're going with." Whereas now it's just put in focus groups, and there's just like punch ups, and just like everything's perfected. I think back then it was just like one guy's writing this, and that's it.
Well,
Yeah.
also they didn't have like a 3-act structure in mind, really. They were basically like little mini panels kind of strung together, I think, in a lot of these. So Family Circus Easter feels that way. It feels like, okay, that would have been a panel, but now we string like 60 of those together and have a loose theme to, string them all together. And I mentioned this up top, but this is the guy who directed this is called Dave Brain, a real guy named Dave Brain, who also worked on The Black Cauldron, one of my favorite Disney movies, DuckTales the movie, and Batman Beyond. So some animation pedigree. And the voice of Billy was this guy, Mark McDermott, who went on to be a producer of The Anna Nicole Show. He became a reality show producer.
Oh, the Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah, yep. And Paradise, Tara Reid's reality show?
It's just the
So-
trajectories of some people.
Yeah.
It's just like, especially I think whenever you live out in Los Angeles for a long time, like you
Yeah.
just like get the spectrum of weirdness out there. So
And Dizzy Gillespie, we mentioned, one of the greatest jazz trumpeters of all time, plays the Easter Bunny. And our friend Tom Jacobson, who's been on some of our shows before, cannot pronounce Dizzy Gillespie. What
well,
does
he got
say?
it as he got it as a the game catchphrase where you're
Yeah.
trying to get people to say, and he wanted us to get the word trumpet, and he kept trying to say Dizzy Gillespie, but he kept saying Dizzy Giuseppe, and then no matter how many times, and we would just let it go on for so long, and you could just see his gears turning like Dizzy Giuseppe. It's like
slow
no.
it down, and
he knew
still
that
couldn't
he
get
knew
it.
it was wrong. He knew it was wrong, and to this day, I'll still say, "What's the trumpet guy's name?" I don't even know if he plays trumpet, but what's the trumpet guy's name? It'll be like Dizzy Giuseppe.
The wires in his
Gillespie.
brain
Yeah,
are just crossed.
It won't allow him to say Dizzy Gillespie. Even
So
when he knows it's Dizzy
yeah.
Gillespie, he can't say the words. I love it so much. I want to point out this, Nick. We got a bunch of Family Circus tapes on the shelf where they do, I think it's like English as a second language for Italian and Spanish
I
Spanish
haven't
English.
actually watched those. Have you?
I haven't either.
Is Dizzy Giuseppe in the Italian one? Or?
He's gotta be, yeah.
Yeah, of course he does.
Dizzy Giuseppe, yeah.
But look at this. I think it's live
Oh.
action,
Huh.
live action music videos, and then yeah.
What does
Well-
that have to do with Family Circus?
No idea. No idea.
Maybe
We should
they're
have
like
watched
Roger
these beforehand.
Rabbited in or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But you
Or
know,
maybe-
the other thing about Family Circus is like a lot of the literature you get from the U.S. Post Office will have characters on it, like about food drives and things like that. And I remember I went to the Roller Skating Hall of Fame while on tour, and they had a like Family Circus roller rink safety poster up. And I offered to buy it from them, and they said that's not for sale. It's behind glass. So
Oh.
I'm still on the lookout for that. But let's just dive into this largely plotless Easter special, but with a couple of memorable songs in it. Here's the Family Circus Easter. Kind of obvious that it's. I just thought it was weird how it's only one L too.
Yeah. Australian.
There's Jeff. We'll be talking to you later. Who was your least favorite of the kids?
Least favorite?
Yeah.
I like them all.
PJ never did much for me, I'll be honest.
Well, he's like the Maggie. He's the Maggie of,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Not a
say
lot of
anything.
personality.
Exactly, yeah.
I thought he was cute as hell, though.
Well, he was cute, but they just blamed him for things, and yeah, he was more of like a yeah, I guess he just didn't have that much personality.
He's a baby. No babies have personality.
Well, draw him as an adult then.
Make a red one next, Daddy.
Okay, Jeffy, coming up.
That was a ping pong ball you put in a yellow glass.
Oops.
Let's print
Is
Grandma
that
on one of the eggs
TVG?
and mail it
Yeah.
to her.
On there?
Yeah, this
can't
is
mail
a
an
recorded
egg,
off
Dolly.
TV version.
You can if you put enough stamps on it. Let's color jelly beans next.
Sounds like they used real kid actors for these.
Yeah.
Dying eggs isn't the same as killing them. Is it, Daddy?
See, that would have been a strip, you know. You can't send an egg, you can if you put enough stamps on them. They all seem like
Yep.
single
Yeah.
panels.
Not at all, Dolly.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
The cracked one can be for PJ.
Can we eat some Easter
Nick
candy
hates
now?
PJ.
After church tomorrow,
Nick just gets
Jeffy.
Least
mad whenever
favorite.
PJ.
They're all
I got
great.
some
He's my
color
least
on it.
favorite.
How long do we have to stay here and help you, Daddy?
That's
Remember
pretty funny.
these, Bill?
Where in the
See,
world
sometimes
did you
there's
find
good lines.
I
It
know.
was in my high school box.
Let me see, let me see. I want to
Doesn't sound
see
Australian to
too.
me.
Me next.
It's the Easter Bunny.
What's he doing?
He's hiding eggs.
Why does the Easter Bunny hide our eggs, Mommy?
I don't think anyone ever asked that question,
It's a
Dolly.
pagan tradition.
I'll bet the Easter Bunny's going to hide the eggs where PJ can't find any.
He is not.
He is too. The Easter Bunny doesn't know PJ is just a little baby.
Well, we can't do anything about
Plus,
that,
he's
Dolly.
Nick's least favorite.
Yes, we can.
Nick hates him. I like the. Oh, I thought Bill Keane would have written this. Oh, there's Dave Brain.
Yeah, Dave Brain.
So Keane didn't write these.
No, I guess not.
Huh.
Billy, wake up.
Is it tomorrow already?
Come on, get up and help me.
It's too
See, the
early.
wordplay's
I'm
fun.
going back to sleep.
Yeah, they speak in
We have to hide
malapropisms
the
that kids
eggs
do.
ourselves where PJ will be sure to find them.
Go back to bed, Dolly.
You never want to do anything, Billy.
I love the music. It's like Family Circus Ballet.
Yeah, it's like the
Golly,
overture. You'll hear
wait,
that
Jeffy.
the full
The clarinet.
Wait,
and
version
Yeah.
of it
Jeffy,
later.
come
Yeah.
on.
The triangle work is amazing.
Come in the night or in the morning? In the morning. Maybe he was already here. He doesn't get up this early. Let's see if the eggs are still here.
George, were you a Family Circus fan?
The eggs are still here.
Sunday Comics?
Yeah, I liked Bloom County,
Yes. My dad's
but I didn't
favorite.
understand it. I was reading it at like 8.
You don't have
Right.
to help, Billy. I know it.
The take on Oliver North.
There's nothing about Iran-Contra in the Family Circus.
See, I think me and my brothers pretended to like Easter. I think we were really just bored by it. It didn't have the same Christmas
Quiet,
appeal.
Sam. No noise.
I liked the
Bartley. We don't
finding
want to wake
things, though.
anybody up.
Yeah.
Where should we hide the eggs? We have to put them where PJ is sure to find them. I'll put them in his pajamas. Billy, come on. PJ will see this one as soon as he comes out. I don't
see Not how I very can bright. miss
this one. Is this right, Dolly?
Wait, I missed it. Why
That's
did
a
they want
good
to do
one.
it where PJ can see it? They want him to feel good?
Yeah, they want them to feel good. They want to make ones easy for the baby to find.
Oh, okay.
It's heartwarming.
That's
They're
what
like
they're
they're,
working.
they're like playing adults, you know. They're
Yes.
trying to be, yeah.
They're being nice.
Fee? Why does the Easter Bunny hide eggs anyway? Mommy said no one ever
It's
asks
a pagan
that question.
tradition that started in.
Well, I want to know.
I want to know too.
Our pagan god!
Listen here, Easter Bunny. Are you satisfied?
She kind of scream sings a little bit. It's very like kid actors sing at the top of your voice.
She kind of sings like a Songer. Doesn't she kind of sing
Daniel
like
Songer?
Daniel Songer? Yeah. What were you going to say, Kaylin?
I just wasn't ready for it to be a musical. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that was coming.
There's really only 2 songs in the whole thing, but they're repeated a lot.
Musicals will blindside you if you don't know they're coming.
Yeah, sorry, I should have warned you.
Totally.
Which that keeps us mystified. Why do you, Mr. Bunny, on this hippity
Comedy
hoppity
routine
day
224.
insist on a game of hide and seek in your own peculiar way? Why don't you make it simple? Forget about surprise. Why
Looks
aren't
like
your
it could be Daniel
hiding
Songer's backyard,
places
too.
right before our eyes? Why not in our pockets? Why
horrifying
not
doll.
in our shoes? We think we can solve the mystery if we had some other clues.
You know what I'm afraid of? When the Easter Bunny comes, he's going to find the eggs and hide them again where PJ can't find them.
Dolly, you can find more things to worry about.
Do you know what we have to do?
We have to go back to bed. That's what we have to do.
Billy, I'm never going to help you do anything.
Okay, what do you want to do?
Remember on TV, on Wild Animal Kingdom, we saw Marlon Brando catch animals? We have to catch the Easter Bunny and keep him
Marlon
until
Brando?
PJ finds
I don't
all...
get that reference.
The horror.
Yeah.
It's
I think it's a dream she had.
David
Or maybe it was
Attenborough?
Apocalypse. No, it was Apocalypse Now. She's thinking.
Oh, they caught it late night on TV one night.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
with the
yeah.
butchering the cow with the. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Catch the Easter Bunny and keep him until PJ finds all his eggs.
Neato! Catch the Easter Bunny?
Sure. We'll dig a
kill him.
pit.
Dolly, we can't catch
This
the
is
Easter
the end.
Bunny.
Why not?
Let's dig a grave for him
Because you
now.
can't.
Why not?
We'll get into trouble, that's why not.
Come on, Jeffy. Get that stick.
See, there'd be like 10 gags happening now on any
Stand back.
modern
I'll
cartoon.
do it.
It's almost like relaxing, though.
Yeah. It is kind of.
Phew, this is gonna take till next Easter.
Dig faster.
The animation's pretty good, too.
It seems true to the
I
comic
have a
strip.
better
Yeah,
idea.
they look like...
Jeffy, go in the house and get some carrots.
I like the score, but it might be a little overscored.
Yeah.
No silence. What was the cat's name?
Kitty cat.
Oh, is
Are
it?
you sure this will work?
No,
Sure.
Barfy.
Yeah. Sam and
As soon as
Barfy.
the Easter Bunny is under the box,
Barfy's a great name for a dog.
we pull the string.
You guys, imagine the Easter Bunny being bunny size when you were a kid? Like, I was actually terrified of the Easter Bunny as a child because I thought it was like human size.
Yeah, Harvey the
I
movie,
mean, how else
and
is
then
it
in
gonna, like, carry
malls.
a basket and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
I based it just on malls, just like the mall rabbits were just like 6'4". You know, they were huge.
I
Yeah.
also have like a memory. It's not real. It must be a memory of a nightmare of seeing the Easter Bunny in my house, like late at night. A terrifying like vision. So anyway.
Donnie
No,
Darko.
I was gonna say you were watching Donnie Darko. That's what happened.
Did you really? Wait a second. So like you just remember, you have a memory of that, or do you remember it actually happening?
Like,
Or,
I have had this memory my whole life, and I'm sure it's a
Wow.
memory of a nightmare I had as a child because I thought the Easter Bunny was scary, but I
Yeah.
can still like see it, you know, in my
Like a
mind's
night
eye.
terror that
Just,
stuck
like,
with you.
Yeah, a giant scary bunny standing like behind our like dining room table. Yeah.
Whoa,
not cool.
I have a similar memory, like of when I was like 4 or 5 years old, not of a bunny, but of like this really disfigured woman sitting in my brother's room when we were a kid, holding on to a teddy bear.
Seriously?
Yes, and I can remember her face and everything when I walked in. Yeah.
This is really taking a turn.
Yeah.
Jeff Keane's waiting for us, guys. Let's keep it on topic. All right.
Well, we'll have to ask Jeff about this.
Okay.
Carrots! The Easter Bunny's not a baby, Jeffy.
We need a real carrot, Jeffy.
This is kind of like the Great Pumpkin.
Wow!
They're waiting all night for.
Billy! Darling, wake up! I wasn't sleeping.
I saw an old decrepit
What
woman.
Jeffy,
don't get hyper.
We caught the Easter Bunny.
Come on, Jeffy. Stop kidding.
I'm not kidding.
It's probably Kitty Cat again.
It's not. It's the Easter Bunny.
I wonder what we caught. Lift it up, Billy.
You lift it up.
Jeffy, lift up the box.
It's in
The
the
score
box.
is way too loud.
Yeah. It's
I
like in
don't
Tommy Boy,
believe
how
it.
it's just
We
so
caught
overscored.
the Easter Bunny.
Well, they caught the Easter Bunny, and we'll have to wait to see how huge it is when we return. But George, you picked out some commercials that I think deal with the family dynamic that the Family Circus does.
Yes, a common trope of 80s commercials was kids getting one over on their parents. And so this is a collection of commercials I call Exasperated Dads. Saturday morning cartoons will be right back.
The Ertl wheel loader is so realistic, even your parents will love it.
Right, that's enough. This is not funny.
Ertl, just like the real thing, only smaller.
It's right to be exasperated.
For 2 years, breakfast has been nothing but healthy. Low cal, no salt.
I need that cereal.
I've had it.
Daddy, no!
I want something
I think that's what you're eating today.
Yeah.
Tired of
Beef
things that are
Peeps.
just good for me. Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheats. George. Huh? Frosted Mini Wheats are good for you. No. Shredded wheat goodness.
not
Just kidding.
And fiber. No, not fiber. Yes, George. But they taste so good. Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheats.
That is exasperated,
Surprise,
Dad.
they're good for you. Who are you?
I'm Manny Faces with the power to change from man to robot to monster.
Love many faces.
No.
He-Man, He-Man.
He-Man sold separately.
Hi, old friend. Hi.
He-Man, he's your friend?
Friend and ally. He's just kind of weird sometimes.
Oh, in specially marked packages,
Time to
Manny
do this
Faces comes
extra
with
bite.
5 extra weapons. He-Man
Also,
and Manny Faces
Manny
each
Faces
sold
got his own commercial?
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
separately. Part of the Masters of the Universe collection from Mattel.
Kids love cornflakes, it's what they like. They eat it in the morning and they eat it at night. It ain't just for mommies, it ain't just for dads. All kids like it and they like it real bad. Bad, bad, they like it real bad. So you can't keep a kid out of Kellogg's.
An exasperated dad.
Well, that was pretty convincing, son.
Too bad you can't do Rubik's Cube, Dad. I can.
Okay, big shot. Let's see how good you are at Rubik's Race.
It's Rubik's Race, where you race against your opponent to be the first to match the random color pattern in the scramble box. It's Rubik's Race. It's fast, crazy, speedy. It's Rubik's Race. It's swift, frantic,
Takes 3
wild.
hours.
It's Rubik's Race. Even a dad can win.
Sorry, Dad.
Sometimes. Rubik's Race from Ideal, the makers of Rubik's Cube.
Exasperated dads.
That would take me like 3 hours to complete. To look at the colors and to be like, I got to move it around. No
Like
way.
one of those slide puzzles. Those
Yeah.
are hard just on their own, let alone in a race.
No way. I would be an exasperated dad.
I'm an exasperated pet owner a lot, so I kind of identify with the dads now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Now back to Saturday morning cartoons.
All right, are we ready to find out what's under the box?
Yes.
Okay.
Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
I'm going to need a verbal yes from everybody. Caitlin?
Yes.
Oh, it's like if we were in the emergency row
Yeah,
at the
exactly. I
on
just
an
need a verbal
airplane.
yes.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, now we're ready to find out what's under the box.
What's going on?
We've captured the Easter Bunny, but we're going to have to let him go.
Crikey.
Please, Mommy, can't we keep him just until PJ finds some eggs?
PJ will find them right away, Mommy. We hid them right out in the open.
Okay, but
Billy,
promise
did you
me
turn
you'll
the
turn the
score
bunny
to this
loose
cartoon
as soon
up?
as the egg hunt is over.
We promise, Mommy.
We promise.
Let's get the baskets. I'm gonna find the most eggs.
Come on, PJ.
Happy Easter, Phil.
Happy Easter, love.
The studio audience goes wild.
Look around, PJ.
You're gonna find lots of eggs, PJ. PJ, I'll bet there's an egg right around here someplace.
Come on, PJ. I wonder if there's one over here on this bucket.
Oh yeah, Nick, I'm with you now. I'm starting to hate him too.
What's this over here, PJ?
I knew you'd come around. The whole family has to bend over backwards just to help find an egg.
We better find some eggs before Jeffy gets them all.
I mean, Jeffy's clearly the alpha here.
Yeah.
He took over the strip.
Yeah.
It's true.
But they're the ones who put him out there, right?
Yeah.
Don't cry, dear. I'm sure you'll find some eggs.
I'll give you something to cry about, PJ.
PJ didn't find any.
Poor PJ.
There you go, PJ. Now you have lots of eggs.
Look at all the eggs you have.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
I was the PJ in my family.
You're the PJ of this
You
show
can
too.
have
Yes.
my eggs too, PJ.
Also my least favorite.
There, dear.
That's
We
me.
did our best.
Yep.
What more could we do?
I know you tried, Billy and Dolly. And you too, Jeffy. PJ just couldn't seem to find them.
Maybe he needs glasses like Daddy.
I think we can let the bunny out now.
Please, Mommy, can't we keep him a little while longer?
Remember your promise.
We better let him out, Dolly. He has lots of work to do.
Will someone open the gate, please?
I like Belle's robe.
Goodbye, Easter Bunny.
Bye-bye, Easter Bunny.
You have to leave, Easter Bunny.
He doesn't want to go.
You'll have to shoo him out.
Won't he go barefoot?
It's like
Please,
the Harry and the
Mommy.
Hendersons. It's like,
It's
get out
not
of here.
right to keep him
We
here,
hate you.
Dolly.
Time to go, Easter Bunny.
I don't think I would get any Harry and the Henderson references at this point.
Well, you
I think
know,
I
like
forgot all of
when
them.
the thing you've
He ran
befriended,
in
you
the
have to get it
house.
to leave to go back to its own kind.
Easter
Oh,
Bunny,
it's like,
come
get out of
back.
here, you.
You
didn't
jerk!
like
we
you
never
anyway.
liked you.
Wipe your
Yeah.
feet.
The most extreme of that is John Lithgow and Harry and the Hendersons.
Find the Easter Bunny for us, Barfy. Make him come out, boy.
I like it, Barfy gets a scene.
I think Barfy found the Easter Bunny. Chase him out here, Barfy. Stand back. Here they come.
Animal hijinks.
I'm going nuts with this elephant.
Here's a family eating like Salisbury steak TV dinners and watching this on Easter weekend.
Looks like that rabbit is rabbit.
It bit PJ.
You did a good job, Barfy. That was a neat way to make him come out, boy. Nice going, Barfy.
There are only 14 eggs here. One of them is still out.
I'll find it. I know where it is. I'll get it first.
Come on, PJ. Win me back, PJ. Win me back.
Don't be helpless.
PJ found it. He wins the hunt. Good
He's
for
my new
you,
favorite
PJ.
now, actually. My number one.
Gee,
PJ's number
I
one.
don't remember hiding that one there.
Still has a
The
long way to
Easter
go
Bunny
for me.
hid it. Just like in the picture egg. Can we look at it again, Mommy? Let's go. Oh, this is so pretty.
This
Take a
part's
look.
weird.
Yes. You thought the score was loud before.
Listen, dear girls and boys, I am gratified.
Dizzy
to
Giuseppe!
let you share the secret that's kept you mystified.
Why do you, Mr. Bunny, on this hippity-hoppity day, insist on a game of hide and seek in your own peculiar way? Why don't you make it simple?
She's the only singer, isn't she?
Forget about surprise.
I don't
Why
get her
don't you
argument.
hide
She
in
doesn't want him to hide
places
things. That's
right
what he
Wait, hit
does.
pause. Hit pause. What's the argument?
It's like, why don't you make things easier to find? Why do you always hide things? Just set them out for people.
That's the point. It's like
That's
asking
his
Santa
whole
Claus,
deal.
like, why do you ride in a sleigh with reindeer? Why don't you just drive a car? It's because that's his thing.
She just wants to understand his motive, though. You know, that's all.
Yeah, she's
doesn't want him to
asking
stop
why.
doing
You're
it.
right.
Yeah.
And that's
He's
Caitlin's
wearing a bow
compassion
tie,
corner.
and that's your
There
question?
you go.
Well, she
Yes,
just
George,
she
that's
seems
what-
a little accusatory, is what I'm saying. It's
Are
kinda
you
seems like-
saying Dolly's your least favorite? Is
I
that
think
what
she
you're
has
trying to
a
say?
sense of a healthy sense of curiosity. Okay.
Right,
I
and
respect
skepticism.
it. I respect that, but you know, we're talking about the Easter Bunny here. Like, this is a celebrity. This is a major.
Cut him some slack.
Yeah.
Why not in our pockets? Why not in our shoes? We think we can solve the mystery if we had some other clues.
Kind of Dr.
Sure, I could
Seussy.
make it simple, give you a treasure map, and tell everyone exactly where all the eggs are at.
It would be so much easier if you take a tip from us and you place them on the toy chest near our hippopotamus.
If you take a friend's advice, we
How
can
many eggs
both
can you
agree
get?
that what is
PJ
truly
is my least
valuable
favorite.
never comes that easily.
Why not where we can see them? Why do you make it so hard? You always look so friendly on last year's Easter card.
Maybe if it ended with her saying, like, well, thank you for helping me understand.
Yeah, I get it.
Motive.
Step into my magic world.
It sounds like she just wants a
Let
shortcut.
that
Yeah.
old calliope set your mind aglow. Can you really keep a secret? Do you really want to know? Here's the biggest chance you'll get to watch my traveling show. Now you see it, now you don't. If you don't try.
This is a genuine hit. I like this. Now you see me, now you don't, or whatever it is.
Now Now you see it, now you don't. If you don't try, you surely won't. Listen to the magic of the musical notes. Everywhere the sound of the calabi floats. That merry melody. Send you skipping down the path. Send you skipping down the path. Send you skipping down the path to discovery. So you think you know where it's hidden? How I made it disappear? Where do you think it really went? When you know it isn't here. You might think I'm only fooling. It's part of my technique.
It's a cool voice.
When I'm out
for an
hiding
Easter bunny.
Easter eggs, I'm playing hide and seek. Now you see it, now you don't. If you don't try, you surely won't.
This song's been in my head all week, by the way.
I'm waking up with this one tomorrow.
Everywhere the sound of the calabi floats. That merry melody.
He hasn't mentioned the resurrection of Christ once.
No.
Send you skipping on the path.
It's implied.
Send you skipping on the path to discovery. Send you skipping on the path to discovery.
I said a prayer that the Easter Bunny gets all his work done.
Caitlin, that was like your vision.
Yeah, no, that made me uncomfortable.
PJ, you're PJ. Billy sees the disfigured lady.
But that's not the reaction you had, Caitlin. You were like horrified, right?
Yeah, I was horrified.
Were you PJ's age when that happened? What'd you say?
I don't know. I was probably I wasn't a baby. I was probably
Dolly's age?
6. How old are you when you start getting really scared of stuff? 6.
Yeah, 5, 6. Yeah.
Now 34.
Yeah.
Right.
That's God's Easter basket.
That sounds like a strip, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He'll like
God's
it better
Easter
if he has to
basket.
look for it.
God's basket of cash.
Yeah. Something tells me Sal Kasdan didn't celebrate Easter, too. I think probably not his holiday, but produced a great special.
God's like, what is this egg doing in my basket of cash?
I didn't like looking for it.
And PJ doesn't have a. Oh, I guess he never
He
talked.
never spoke.
Yeah. They should have done like as himself.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Bob Caliban, Nathan Berg. Not sure if we have a lot of Easter celebrators in this.
Yeah.
The songs are great.
Wait, Glenn Keane. Who's
Yeah.
Glenn Keane?
So that's his brother, who I believe was a pretty major animator.
Oh,
really?
Okay, so he did the models for the. Well, we'll talk to Jeff about this.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure how old he would have been in 1982, but I'm sure he has some recollection of this. So.
I would say that as far as that cartoon goes, I liked it once they went into the magical acid trip world. That's the part where it got good for me.
Well, it's interesting because Family Circus was always sort of grounded in reality. The comic strip, it was all about just foibles and misunderstandings of everyday life. So I think they leaned into that more, except for the fantasy part at the end.
Well, I feel like maybe they're watching, or somebody was writing it. It was just like they're just trying to help PJ find eggs. It was like, come on, we need something. How can we work the real Easter Bunny into this? And they're like, all right, let's call Giuseppe. Let's get Giuseppe in here.
It was not similar to Street Sharks at all. I'm just going to say it.
Really?
You're right.
Why do you say that?
The pacing, the animation, the sharks like the bipedal sharks. There was a complete absence in this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
thought I'd mention that.
I feel like they had a lot in common. And Frank Welker was not a voice, so that's another thing that this didn't have in common.
Dizzy Giuseppe should have been in more cartoons, though. I thought he has a great voice. Like,
yeah.
an asset.
Yeah, he's great. So yeah, that was one of the highlights too. He really brought some life into it. But yeah, overall very sweet and in keeping with the comic. And I think we should talk to Jeffy. I can't wait any longer.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's bring on Jeff Keane.
Hey,
it's
Jeff!
Keane. Hi, Jeff.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you too. Yeah.
Wow, what an honor. We just got done watching the Easter special. We've been talking Family Circus for the last 40 minutes or so, and you're the guy. This is incredible.
Well, I'm the guy's kid.
Well, but
close enough. Yeah, you're right. Have you seen the special? Had you ever watched the special before?
Oh yes. Yeah. I saw it. I saw it when it first came out. That was a big deal, for our family. It was actually the third special that we had done. I was in college when the first two were, which is a Family Circus Valentine, and then a Christmas special that was 77, 78, around there. And then this Easter one was 81 or something like that. So it was the third that NBC did.
Do you guys all watch it together? Like, would you all get together and watch it? Because back then there's no DVR, there's no on demand. Like, you had to watch it when it aired.
Not then, no. I was a sophomore in college when the Valentine's Day special came out in like Valentine's Day of 77, I think it was 76, 77. Oh, yeah. No, or it might have been, then I was a freshman in college, and there was about a group of about 10 of us who went over to one guy's house, and we all sat and watched the Valentine special. One of the guys made Jeffy cookies, little cookies shaped like Jeffy's face. And so we all ate them as we watched the Valentine special.
Were you? So they all knew you were Jeffy, right? And they were all familiar with Jeffy. Like, what about when you were a kid?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
What about when you were a kid? When you were like actually like younger, like in grade school, did they all know you were Jeffy then too?
Yes, but my dad started the cartoon in 1960 when I was 2, and so Jeffy was me.
Right.
And so by the time I was in grade school, everybody knew who my dad was, whether they were really seeing the cartoon or recognizing it as me, not so much. And then when I got to high school, then it wasn't quite as cool, to have Jeffy wetting the bed or whatever it was, and it was crummy for my dating life, so to speak.
See, I thought it would have been the opposite, but I guess not.
No, I mean, I guess if for a sophisticated woman, yes,
evolved.
But in high school, there wasn't a lot of those.
And there's a statue of like you riding your dad's back as Jeffy, right, in Scottsdale.
Right. The town that we grew up in was the town of Paradise Valley. Okay. We moved there in 1959. My dad started the car in 1960, and then he lived there his entire life. He did every Family Circus cartoon for the next until he died in 2011 there in Paradise Valley. And then so I got a call from the one of the head government people type of things in Paradise Valley, or else he was just sort of associated. He said, the town wants to make a statue to our favorite cartoonist.
Nice.
And I said, well, I don't have Charles Schulz's phone number. But I mean, it was beyond what we as a family could even consider. And then so they said, do you have any ideas or designs? And so I had remembered that my dad had made a little porcelain figurine back in the 80s, and I had actually worked with him at that time, and it had the daddy in the Family Circus with the kids on his back. In fact, it's back on the wall back there. And so I thought, maybe we can do a version of that, except make it my dad with his cartoon kids on his back. And so my brother Glenn, who is a great artist, was able to. We then designed it.
We saw his name in the credits at the end of the Easter special.
Yes. Yeah, he did the models for the Easter special. That's why of the 3 specials, the Easter special at least has slightly better animation than some of the others.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
And so anyway, they then created the statue. They raised funds from the public, and they built it, and it actually was placed in a place called the McCormick Stillman Railroad Park in Scottsdale, Arizona. And now people can come and visit, and families. It was the perfect place for it to be located. Because,
yeah, I want to make a pilgrimage because I saw that there on my when I was looking for things to do when we were on tour in Arizona, and I was like, oh, there's Kitty Cat just got in the shot here.
Yeah.
Kitty Cat, I got Barfy and Sam are in the other room. I got my own fan. I got my own circus here. Yeah, I took it too far.
There's dotted lines all over the floor behind you, right?
Right. That's why my mom had to vacuum all the time to get all our prints off.
Right. Hey, I wanted to ask you, this is probably a question you've been asked a zillion times, so sorry in advance, but I want to know what the day-to-day life of an established, successful cartoonist is like. Now, and here's the reason I ask, because I have no idea. I think it's either total bliss, where like you roll out of bed and you draw a cartoon and then you call it a day, or it's a living nightmare with deadlines and writer's block and dealing with syndication formats and newspapers. Which one is it?
It's both at times. The good thing about it is that when I was growing up, also my dad worked at home, and so but he had his studio was attached to the house, but you had to get there for the different door. And so we as kids knew, well, you can't go out and bother Dad while he's working. But then he was there all the time, so that was great. And if you work ahead, then you have time off. But if you're a procrastinator, which was a bit what I am, my dad was never a procrastinator. He always was working, I don't know, 6 months ahead, basically. You know, in the summertime, we all had to put our winter clothing on so Dad could get a few gags, which didn't work in Arizona. But that basic thing is great. But it also, as soon as you've done one cartoon, well, you got another one due the next day. So, you know, it's every day, 365 days a year. But if it's something you really enjoy doing, then it's not that much of a burden.
Joe mentioned writer's block, and I think about that a lot with a daily strip that's been going since 1960, and you've been, helping out with since the 80s. Like, we do this show once a week, and I'm out of ideas. So, like...
Clearly, because you have me on here. You must have run out of ideas.
We run out of gas.
Yeah,
Who haven't we had on yet? Who haven't we had on?
Circus Easter, you really have run out of ideas.
But yeah, like, so do you have a trick? I mean, what do you do? How do you find new inspiration?
Well, my trick is that I have 60 years of past cartoons that inspire me of what I can do now. My dad always had, created gags, and he had boxes of these gags, and he would go through when he needs an idea, and he would look, and you might not do the actual gag that was there. It would inspire you to do something else. To me, families don't really change. The feelings that families have don't change. The things around them change. And so, phones become, iPhones, TVs become computers, or typewriters become computers, or all those things. But the essence of what is family life doesn't change, or the love that family has for each other. And so I was lucky because the Family Circus really was more about that than necessarily ha-ha gags. And my dad, when he first started doing cartoons, the Family Circus was much more of ha-ha funny. And then he realized in the 60s, and this is really through my mom, that he could do a cartoon about, a real, the way he feels. There was a cartoon he did, I think in 1968, that had Jeffy walking in, and Mommy and Daddy, it's late at night, clearly they're sitting in front of the TV and it's on. And he says, I don't feel so good. I think I need a hug. And then he got a lot of reaction from people going, oh, that's so nice. That's the way it really is in families. And so he realized that if he touched onto that, he could make something that was a little bit different for the newspaper.
Yeah, that's funny you say it, because I read that he did like, it was kind of like there would be drinking jokes about like the dad needing a drink or something like that early on. So it seems like he could have gone two directions. He could have gone the Lockhorn's direction, or he could have gone the direction
Andy
that he went in.
Capper, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a different. I mean, he had gags with the kids coming in from Daddy, and they've all been to a football game or whatever. And Billy's, I think, was saying, Mommy, we all had a soda and Daddy drank from the bottle he has in his pocket. And but that type of thing, those were gags. And
the drawing of the dad back then, he just looked more gruff, and he was just like a little bit like stubble. And
my dad didn't want it to necessarily, when he started, he didn't want it to be him.
Right.
And it just, but it was him, and there was a certain point where my mom's going, why are you fooling around with this? It's you. We all know it's you. Just make him you.
You're not fooling anybody.
In the first year, his name actually was Steve. And then after that he became Bill and Phil, and that was really the key to the cartoon. Was he was then drawing what was around him and what meant something to him, and that's why I think it became so popular to people to read and see, because they knew what they were going to see there. There's lots of comics on the comics page that were funny, funny, this, whatever, or controversial or whatever it was. But the Family Circus within that circle was, you knew what it was. And my dad, who actually was an extremely funny man, he used to, he would do stand up, he would do emceeing and all those things.
Oh wow!
That was his release of that. But he also had this heart that he was able to present into the cartoon, and so he realized, I can get my laughs some other way, but having a cartoon that dealt with the love that people have for each other,
and that speaks to people. That speaks to people.
He'd rather have it be a lump in the throat, a tug at the heart, than necessarily a ha.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of comfort in it. And one of my favorite anecdotes about Family Circus is Linda Berry being such a big fan. Linda Berry is another amazing cartoonist, and how she came from, kind of a difficult family, not a great home life, and loved Family Circus because for her it was like peering through a peephole at life on the other side of a circle,
like literally peeping through a peephole.
But just of what a positive home life and childhood could be, and that was really inspirational for her. And I know that you wrote her or drew her into the strip yourself, right?
I did. Well, I had Linda and I actually became friends. I had spent the 80s reading, I read Esquire magazine, and on the last page in Esquire, Linda had done a cartoon each time. And I was like, oh, these are great. This was, I was in my late 20s. And so those all meant something. So when the time came to, I really wanted to meet Linda. And then I found out she really wanted to meet, well, it wasn't necessarily me, but she would really have liked to have met my dad. And it meant so much to her. And hearing that was really touched me in my mind too, of going, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Because the cartoon for me was always our family, and people, they're relating that. And I never thought about those other people necessarily who were in a different situation than us, and how it might be affecting them. But if my dad hadn't maintained the trueness of that family, I don't think it would have meant as much to her.
Yeah.
But he maintained what it was, and it does take a bit of his genius was to recognize that and to go, this is what I'm going to do.
Let's take a look at that. I just pulled up the Linda Berry cartoon. Can you see that?
Oh,
the great drawing of Linda.
I saw that today, and I didn't realize that was Linda Berry.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, and the reason actually, and see, I did the balloon in that because I wanted to make sure it was spelled Lynda. See, if I had just written the caption, which gets typeset by newspapers and things, they're likely to have changed it to Linda, the normal Billy and Linda. And it was, this cartoon was done. Linda was presented with the Milton Caniff Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Cartoon Society, which is the biggest organization of professional cartoonists in all fields, animation, greeting cards, editorial cartoons, illustrators. And we were presenting her that in Portland, I think in 2017, maybe. And then they have a book that they put out, or a program. And so I knew inside that they'll always have a cartoon. But then, so I ran that cartoon on the day that she was getting that award, because she's an important person.
I like that she also kind of looks like Jeffy a little bit. She has a little bit of Jeffy in her.
Oh, Linda and I both had red hair, and I mean, obviously, really, I'm lacking that now.
Yeah,
but she, yes, Linda does seem that way.
And then your dad collaborated with Bill Griffith from Zippy the Pinhead, and wasn't there a famous catchphrase that came out of that "We are all Jeffy"?
We're all Jeffy, and like a bunch of other just weird anecdotes of what
it might have been. Yeah, my dad. I think Bill contacted my dad and said, "I'm thinking of doing these cartoons. Would you draw?"
I mean, I love that your dad did this. I mean, look at how weird this is. Why did I assume this is a real one? This isn't a parody, right?
Now this was different. Bill's were all in Zippy. I mean, Bill Griffiths were all in Zippy the Pinhead, and then so as sort of a return, my dad did this one in Family Circus, which was and Bill did draw Zippy there, and
right?
Had Jeffy saying, "Why do you turn off, Mommy? I was watching Zippy the Pinhead." But that was after Bill had already done his other.
But I love it. I mean, Zippy looks horrifying here. I mean, Jeffy's just loving the dream. I love it.
Blame Bill Griffiths for that one.
Yeah. It's a crossover we never knew we needed. But,
yeah.
Well, Jeff, I wanted to see if you could play a game. I went through and I picked out some Family Circus strips from the last year and a half or so. And I will show the caption, and then you tell me who said it. Is it Billy, Dolly, or you?
Well, that one's clearly me because my mouth is open.
Yes.
And he's saying, guess who won?
Yes. All right. The game hasn't started. All right, come on. All right, here we go. Please pass the salad lotion.
That would be probably Dolly.
Caitlin, Joe, do you want to weigh in here?
God, that sounds like a Jeffy to me.
I'm gonna go with Jeffy too. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Don't mess with the master. That is a Dolly.
Got it right.
All right. Next up. That crash you just heard isn't something you'll want to check on.
Oh, yeah. That's
Billy. I think it's Billy.
Yeah,
I think it's Billy.
I believe that's Billy.
Yep, you're darn right. It's Billy.
Yes.
Looks like you knocked over a lamp.
I always Billy spoke to me because I was the oldest of three boys, and so that's a total Billy move right there. I know Billy. I am Billy.
Yeah, well, those were my brothers. They were all they all combined into Billy, and as Ed did my dad. That's really what my dad looked like as a 7-year-old. He was a blonde with
And were you actually the middle child in your family?
No, I was the youngest.
Oh, you were the youngest. Oh, you were the PJ essentially.
There's no PJ in the cartoon. In fact, when he started the cartoon, it was just Billy, Dolly, and Jeffy. And then after about a year, he realized Jeffy was too old for baby jokes. And so he, as he said, he went to my mom and said, and she was out gardening or whatever, and said, "Hey, how would you think about adding a baby to the family?" And she said, "Well, that's okay, but let me get out of the flower bed first." But that's basically, and so he added PJ to the cartoon to have that baby there.
Your mom was a huge role in the comic strip, right? I mean, obviously Thel was big in the comic strip, but your mom played a role in
she was the heart of the family circus.
Now when I read Family Circus cartoons, I'm going to read Thel's voice with an Australian accent now. I never did
Changes
before.
everything. Changes everything. All right,
Yes.
but who said it? You are 2 for 2 so far, Jeff. All right, this one is, are Cupid and the New Year's baby the same little guy?
Yeah, that's Dolly, I believe.
Okay, I'm just going to say Jeffy, just to...
Caitlin?
I guess I'll just go with Billy then.
Okay.
There you go.
Dolly.
Yeah.
Is that what I said?
No.
No, that's what I said.
That's what Jeff...
Oh, sorry, I forgot already.
Yeah.
You also got to remember that anything done in 2020, I did. So,
yes.
Yes.
Oh,
okay. And also the voice, to me, I can usually recognize who would say that by the line. I went to USC here in Southern California and I was in drama. I was in theater, so I was acting and doing those things. And so in some ways, this is when I'm doing the cartoon, it's a bit like putting on a show or doing a scene, and so I'm trying to make the voice fit the character.
Right.
And it looks like Baby New Year might look a little like PJ. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist here. But,
yeah, that's true. That does look like PJ, but then every baby looks like PJ.
That's true.
Yeah.
When I die, can I take my blanket with me?
Well, that was, I don't know, that was just this week, that cartoon, and that's Jeffy, because see that anything that was the blanket, that's Jeffy.
Yep. I love this drawing too of the blanket. He wants to take that with him.
And that's, see, a lot of this stuff is true to life, and I had the blanket as a little kid, and it became just a tattered piece of fabric. And my mom used to bowl. She was in a bowling league, and I think all my brothers by this time. My brother, there's me, and then there was Chris, Glenn, Neil, and my sister Gail. And I think Chris probably had started preschool or kindergarten, and so I was 3 or whatever. And she'd go bowling, and then we would have lunch afterwards, the ladies, and I'd be sitting next to my mom, and eventually I'd get tired, and I'd kind of nudge her, and then she would open her purse and pull out the little tattered blanket and hand it to me, and then I would curl up and go to sleep with my blanket.
I love that you're like Jeffy's like questioning his mortality too. Like he knows about death.
Very philosophical.
Yes.
They say you can't take it with you, but maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, very deep thinker.
Yeah.
Okay, that part of it that's not like me at all then. I don't know where my dad came up with that then. No, but yeah.
All right. But he hit me back first.
Oh, I know this one.
Well, see that could be that's either Jeffy or Dolly, but I think that's Jeffy.
I think it's Jeffy too. I was gonna say Jeffy.
What were you saying, Caitlin?
I'll say Dolly.
Okay.
Because it was Billy who would be hitting.
I think Billy's saying
yeah.
isn't he?
Oh, you're right. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I missed
Jeffy's crying. Yeah.
No, I misread the because it was the second. It's the one who hit first.
Right.
Yeah,
that one was confusing. That was a bit of a trick. All right.
Yeah, but see, that's like my brother Glenn used to do that when he used to come and just like punch me in the arm, and it would be like what, but now he regrets it.
Well, you know what? I'm 100% with Glenn on this because that's what older brothers do.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff. Here's the thing: you probably had it coming.
Because I existed.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Glenn's modeling on a family circus Easter, so I'm with him too. Old MacDonald Had a Farm, G.I. Joe, which we're watching next week on Saturday Morning Cartoons. Actually.
Oh, I love the. Oh.
Well, I believe that's Jeffy.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
Go
saying
ahead, Kate.
Billy.
I'm saying Dolly. I think that's Dolly.
All right, we're all divided here, but the
Come on, Dolly.
master.
Doll.
I was right. Yeah. What's interesting is I was doing a Zoom call with my brothers and sister, and my brother Neil mentioned this cartoon. He said, "Oh, I liked the cartoon the other day. Old MacDonald Had a Farm, G.I. Joe."
That's a good one. That's a great one.
Yeah.
All right, and this was mentioned before, and we each had a bottle of soda. Daddy
Oh.
brought his own in his pocket, but who said that?
Boy, that's a tough. It's either
This is
Dolly,
from like
Dolly.
1965. Keep in mind, so
Yeah, I think it's even earlier than that. I think it's 1962.
It could be. Yeah.
It's either Billy or Dolly, and because I'm gonna guess Billy, but I might be wrong.
I was gonna go with Billy too. Yeah,
Billy?
I was gonna say Billy. Yeah.
Sound like a Billy? There it is. You can see the old.
Yeah, I got him. Yeah, look. I mean, look. Daddy even had a cigarette in his mouth then.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like full Leroy Lockhorn at that point.
That was still shapely as ever. But yeah, is that Billy? Jeffy's on the right?
No, that's Jeffy. That's Billy and Dolly.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, my mom actually, I mean, her waist wasn't quite that small, but she did look like the mommy in the Family Circus, and when it was first, in the first 4 years or whatever, she would be at the grocery store and somebody would come over to her and say, "Aren't you the mother in the Family Circus?"
Really? She was that the likeness was that close?
Did she actually have the hair that went like on the?
It was a bit of the of Mary Tyler Moore from Dick Van Dyke. That, and then her hair, more quickly became what it looks like now, which is the short crop cut, and
right.
I think because she just didn't want to have to deal with it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been amazing. We have to have you back for like Family Circus Valentine's Day, Family Circus Christmas.
Can I ask one more question? I have one more question.
Yeah.
So you were president of the National Cartoonist Society.
I was.
And I want to know what those gatherings are like. Is it swinging from chandeliers, or is it like quiet conversations and like sipping a glass of wine? What I really am looking for is some dirt here.
Yeah, well, it usually ran from Friday through Sunday. In the old days, it used to be just one day they'd all get together. But as I was saying, cartoonists rarely get out of their homes. So this is the one time a year that we were able to go and socialize. So it always started.
Is it because is it like they don't want to get out, or is it because they just don't have an opportunity to get out?
It's just because of the business. You're always working inside your house or wherever. You just don't get a lot of socialization.
Right.
You're seeing a lot of people. Now it depends. Now editorial cartoonists might be different. They might be working on a newspaper in those days. But so the Reuben Awards, as they were referred to, because that's like the Oscars of the cartoonists. In fact, this is my dad's Reuben from when he won.
Nice.
And in 1983, and but that's the big award for the Cartoonist of the Year, and so the Reuben Awards always starts out a bit like you're saying, where it's like gentle conversation. But by the end, it's definitely swinging, on the chandelier. And it's always a very unique cartoonist event. Last year we couldn't have it; was all done online. This year I think it's online again. But hopefully next
swinging
year,
from chandeliers once again in 2022.
They'll be bolting down the chandeliers.
Yeah.
Not only will we swing from, but we'll all have gained like 20 pounds.
Virtual chandeliers aren't as fun as real chandeliers.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
And Caitlin works with cartoonists all the time. My heart goes out to her.
The cartoonists are the nicest people. They really
are. They're also like the funniest people. Like just spending time with cartoonists is the greatest. Yeah, it's so much fun.
I would say, based on that conversation, I agree. So yeah, thank you for doing this, Jeff. I really appreciate it.
I hope you enjoyed the cartoon. It was a different era when they used to do them that gentle and slow.
Yeah. And the second half is so much different than the first half. The first half is trying to help PJ get some eggs. The second half is just like this wild trip into another land with the Easter Bunny with Dizzy Gillespie and just
my dad was big into music, jazz, big bands, and he just loved the fact that Dizzy Gillespie was going to play the Easter Bunny.
Yeah. Now you see it, now you don't. It's going to be in my head the rest of the year.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure those specials had the music that it was a really big part of it.
That one has stuck with me. So.
Yeah.
Well, I think I speak for all of us when I say we are all Jeffy today.
We are all Jeffy.
Well, that's sweet. Basically, I guess that I am Jeffy.
Well, you actually literally are, but yeah.
I know you got a hot plate of spaghetti and meat bulbs waiting for you, so I don't want to keep you.
Puschetti, not
Puschetti. Sorry, what did I say?
Come on, Nick.
I know, rookie mistake. Thanks, Jeff.
I'll my dotted line will be heading out the door.
All right, we'll follow you that way. Jeff Keane, that was great. What an honor to meet him. And George, where were you during that? Were you? I was following the line to see where you went. What were you up to?
I was looking for an Easter egg.
Oh, you're just like PJ. All right. Well, are there any lessons we could learn about this sacred holiday and from the Family Circus Easter special?
I think so. Family. It's where we come from. It's what keeps us together. And if you think about it, a family is a lot like a circus. Every family has a ringmaster. Every family has a strongman. Every family has a lion tamer. And every family has a carny on the midway that no one wants to sit near during lunch. And like every family, you have to abscond in the middle of the night to a new town after a series of ritualistic crimes are tracked back to the offices near the big top. And remember, circus or not, family cannot be compelled to testify. And that's why I always say, the more you battle is twice the knowing.
Well, I'm just glad Jeff Keane could see that. And that's this whole episode, actually.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Wow. Beautiful. That was beautiful.
Thank you, George. And Caitlin, we're not paying you to be on the show, but we did send you a Ziggy nightgown, a new one.
Yeah.
It looks like it fits
we
okay.
pay you in Ziggy.
You pay me in gently used nightshirts, and it's pretty phenomenal. So I don't know if you can see this, but it says, "I'm having an affair with my soap opera."
That is
and
so
it's
you.
like holding a little old television with an antenna. And I was thinking about this, like, it begs the question, like, is Ziggy gender fluid or just like challenging norms? Because I feel like aren't soap operas kind of like, considered for women, especially when this was made, which was like 86 or something. So,
Totally.
I kind of like it. I like it.
Progressive nightshirt.
I love that Ziggy loves soap operas.
Me too.
And it makes sense. It seems like he would, right? It seems like in his character.
Very sensitive.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely know he didn't have genitals because he was pantsless for a good portion of his comics, and I didn't see anything. So, yeah.
Where did you find that, Nick?
I think either Etsy or eBay, something like that. Yeah.
Not something from your closet?
It was not from my closet, no. But we appreciate you having you on regularly, and now you have your own graphic on the way out. So we'll see that momentarily.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you, and happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter, happy Shaturday.
Happy Shaturday.